Police have launched a number of investigations after a weekend of tragic deaths in various parts of the island. 6 persons are dead, leaving communities in Soufrière, Dennery, Foisson, Marisil and Labrie in mourning. There is some business news to report. Flavia Sherry returns as president of STISPA. This is not how we intended to begin our very first newscast here at Calabash TV, but a violent weekend leaving so many in mourning has to be headline news. I am Kirby Ale, and it is with mixed feelings that I invite you to CTV News and to this tragic story from the community of Labrie. A 13-year-old Kensley Hunt of Kenny Highway is found dead with a rope around his neck, the other end fastened to a nail attached to the upper part of a partition in a wooden structure adjacent to his home. His 24-year-old brother made the discovery at 8:25 Friday evening. Kensley was a student of the Vieux Fort Comprehensive Secondary School and lived with his parents and siblings. This suspected suicide raises a number of questions that should be of concern to parents, families, and friends of young people. Our reporter Lisa Joseph is on the story and spoke with the family earlier today on how they're coping with this totally unexpected development. Very sad story, young person involved.
Absolutely sad indeed, and for the family it's a time that they just simply can't understand what has gone wrong. They describe young Kensley Hunt as being a well-adjusted child, a well-adjusted student. His teachers all say that he was an A student, and his friends said he was very jovial. So no one seems to know what may have gone wrong. According to the information from the families, that he was having dinner just about 8 p.m. on Friday when he just suddenly left the table, went outside, and then his older brother found his body hanging outside by the kitchen. But there's always something that seems to be masking what's really happening with young people. We spoke with a consultant psychiatrist which says that these things go very deep. We hear what now Dr. R.J. Swami has to say on this. Consultant psychiatrist Dr. R.J. Swami of the Bay Medical Center, who has had years of experience in dealing with cases of suicide, says the family of 13-year-old Kensley Hunt is in shock, and most likely members have not come to terms with the reality of what has taken place. Dr. Swami says they will be on an emotional roller coaster for some time and will need professional help to ventilate the emotions. No one seems to know why Kensley Hunt took his own life, but Dr. Swami says adolescents and older persons are most at risk for acts of suicide.
Children and adolescents from the age of 10 to 20, all changes happening in that region. Body change, and then also hormonal changes. Okay, so that age they will be experimenting, or also have a very low tolerance for frustrations. Any simple things they can magnify, they may go to the extremes, and they'll have a very impulsive behaviors. So at that stage, we have to be very careful. They usually give some warning signs.
The warning signs may be notes written by the individuals. They may hint at ending it all in conversations with friends and family, or they simply may withdraw from everyone. Dr. Swami says what may seem like small matters to adults are complex and unbearable situations for adolescents. He cites failure at school, bullying, strained relationships with teachers, close friends, and family. And then there is the single most common cause, depression. The clinical condition can be mild, moderate, serious, or serial.
To call and to say someone is depressed, the person should have a depressed mood. That means feeling sad all the time and no interest to do any activities and not feel like doing any activities for at least 15 days, for 2 weeks. It can last for months, sometimes may not be detected. So minimum 2 weeks should be. It's not like a passing cloud. It comes like a hurricane, like a storm, when they're really low without reason, or even some reasons make them to feel that way.
Suicide risk patients often feel hopeless, helpless, worthless, and useless. Dr. Swami says they display what is called negative symptoms, that is, having constant recurring negative thoughts. Dr. Swami also says that confusion about sexuality can also lead young persons to decide to end their life if they find that they're not meeting the societal norms and standards. Kirby?
As we mentioned at the top of our news, there were 6 deaths over the weekend, including one in Glasgow Hill, Marisil. Well-known horticulturalist Gloria Greenwood was found dead outside her house at about 9:30 on Sunday morning. Police are reporting that there were marks of violence on the body. While a motive is yet to be established, a quantity of items was reported missing from her home. And now on to Soufrière, where another tragic death occurred. Here is Corporal Trevor Constantine with details of the fatal shooting of the owner of a cafe in Soufrière.
Police were very busy over the weekend, investigating 6 tragic deaths currently. One occurred in Soufrière, where a 39-year-old Lila Noga Joseph, originally from Denmark. But she resides in St. Lucia. She's been living here a long time. And on Friday, the 14th of October 2011, about 10:30 p.m., she was at her house along with her husband and 2 other individuals. When 2 masked men entered that house, one armed with a cutlass and the other with a firearm. The one with the firearm reportedly demanded money from her, and in the process shot her in the upper part of her body. Then they fled the scene thereafter. She was taken to the Soufrière hospital, where she was pronounced dead. No one has been arrested in connection with this incident. The police are making an appeal to persons again who may have information to please contact our hotline. The number will be 285-6105, or call and contact the Soufrière police at 456-3625. So we appreciate anybody who may have information to please call the police to render that kind of assistance.
Well, still in Soufrière, this time in Fonce-Jacques, Soufrière police are also investigating the death of 53-year-old Alfonso Chalmine, also known as Jump Up of L'Espérance Soufrière. On Friday evening at about 6:30 p.m. at Mocha Fonce-Jacques, his Suzuki Jeep registration number PE6480 hit a wall attached to a nearby bridge, overturned and plunged into the river. He was pronounced dead on arrival at the Soufrière hospital. On the East Coast, in Richford to be exact, police have launched an investigation into the death of 42-year-old Josie Jules, also known as Boy of Grand Ravine Dennery. He was found dead near a phone booth at about 4 a.m. on Saturday, the 15th of October at Grand Ravine. He was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical doctor. Reports indicate that he was shot in the upper part of his body during a shooting in the area. There are 3 persons in custody in relation to this incident. In Barbono, also on Saturday, police responded to a report at Talvan, where 44-year-old Tedison Emmanuel, originally of Choiseul but a resident in Talvan, was attacked by a man who was armed with a cutlass. It was reported that Emmanuel was at a shop in the area when his attacker struck him several times about the body. He reportedly left the area, but the individual pursued him and allegedly struck him with the cutlass in the upper part of the body, reportedly in the full view of people in the area.
When you attack the fella, I saw he take the cutlass and I tell him, no, look, they kill you again, he take out the cutlass from the fella neck, put it down and run by my father's house, run down by the river there. I told him, go on and they go and see what happened to me when they see the guy die.
The same day he visited me at my home. We talk, and when I heard that boy is deaf, it shocked me. He's a guy that never do anybody any harm, nothing. I understand he's sitting in the shop, he was only drinking his rum. He never did anything to nobody, nothing at all.
Well, we were all at the bar having a drink, just having a good time. I mean, the CCs was there also joking around, and there was no problem at all. And the guy gave a girl some money to buy a drink, and all the DCs asked was, can he take a drink out of money? The guy kicked him, and the DCs left. He went up the road. And the other guy followed him and just chopped him. I mean, the guy did not deserve that. The guy did absolutely nothing to the deceased.
And then he sat down on my bench there, and then I saw the fella push him, and then he went lash of cutters on his head. So I asked him, why are you doing the person that? What the person doing the person that? He didn't answer me. And then the Chenison went up by Cockpool, and then I followed him, went up, and probably around 5 minutes, my worker telling me, Junior Reggaeman died. I tell him no, he tell me yes, he died. I tell him no, he don't die. They had 2 little guys come by chicken die, send and check for me. I tell him go and see what happened to Reggaeman. When they come back, they tell me he died already. I tell him no, they tell me yes, he died already. And then I went on my phone called Cockpool, and then I was there, I was feeling so weak and crying. But the same day, the same night before the accident happened, he came in my shop there, he was talking to Vernon, and he was taking the cutters in his waist, in front of my shop. And then Vernon tell him, why are you doing that? Put the cutters, the police around often. He said you can take 5 months jail, you don't care that.
One man is currently in police custody in relation to this incident. Okay, time now for a break. The CTV News will continue in just a moment.